I said it before and I've said it again, and it's been a while since I said it, but this is exactly the reason why I was like, yo, it feels a little strange in 2019 that, we getting certain types of Eastern games getting censored and certain types of studios kind of getting axed by Sony itself and things like that. I've always wondered why that was the case, and well, with Black Myth Wukong, it kind of makes a lot of sense now. Now, obviously, when it comes down to it, there has been a lot of cases of different types of censorships of just anime games and Eastern games just in general. And to be perfectly honest, no one has really seen exactly how annoying people can be with the censorship and the hatred of those type of games until that game came out. Now, obviously, when it comes down to it as well, too, you gotta really not be super, blindsided by how many other people talking about this, but besides the journalists, because the journalists are easily the people that is full on display. We don't like this shit because of, the less amount of diversity or the less amount of gay characters, and why are we following some type of weird ass monkey man and all that type of stuff, when there's obviously a big, huge, and even cultural importance as to, Wukong and all that type of stuff. And when it comes down to it, it just is sad. It just shows you exactly how sad the West can be. To be absolutely real, if you took the West out of the equation in most situations, 9 times out of 10, no one's gonna bitch about the game, and no one's gonna necessarily complain, and we'll have a good ass time. But because the West is here, like a nagging ass Karen, we can't really do much about that, and unfortunately, just, the things that you have to deal with. But Wukong, I would definitely say, did show something that is possible. And that is, you don't have to listen to the Western people. You don't have to listen to them on a whole ass term of development or anything like that. You can just kind of make your game and do what the hell you want to. It's only when you have to, sit here and listen to them and thinking all the threats is gonna start harming you or something like that. That's when, you have to kind of debate and see, if you're gonna listen or not. And for most people, hopefully now with Wukong's success and just Wukong's whole story in general of development, hopefully people will kind of look at this and be like, all right, well, if Wukong can say screw you to Sony and screw you to the people that want to have this game be diversified and all that type of shit for no reason, then we'll see if we can do it the same damn way. And that's kind of like the main thing. And then what's even worse is that these type of people, the journalists, are the very same type of people that basically roam around on Twitter all the time, that gets into arguments about diversity and about, different sexual orientations of different characters and stuff like that. And it's just insanely annoying. And that's why kind of Japan sucks at the moment when it comes to some parts of their media as well, because some parts of anime don't feel like anime, especially ones where you have Western characters getting anime shows and stuff like that, like the Rick and Morty one, or Batman, or hell, let's even throw in Cyberpunk Edge Runners, because I'm not going to necessarily sit here and lie, that is technically, in a sort of sense, a diet ass anime in a way. Let's keep it real. But when it comes down to it though, those gets passes, but at least in the Western market, but literally anything else is like, how can we dare have this on here? And it doesn't make sense. And this is why, again, to this day, I will still continue to be pissed off about this decision to kind of kill off Senran Kagura, just in general. You can sit here and say, oh, it's just, a big titty game with big titty women. Sure, but let's keep it a step for what it really is. It's basically just some xenophobic nonsense that's just going on. And very much the same thing for that One Piece game that came out a while ago that no one liked, the World Traveler or World Maker or whatever the hell it's called, and essentially had extra steam in the damn, what's it called, bathroom, bathhouse, spa, onsen, whatever the hell, and all that type of junk, and the easily rememberable events, the whole ass Doki Doki thing, where we changed Yuri's blood to black for whatever dumbass reason, considering you have other games that equally has that same type of element to it, the same sort of stuff that happens in other games, but those games get hit with something for whatever reason. Again, it just doesn't make sense. And then it even worse when you do stretch it over to, the Asian market of Asian devs who really genuinely want to make the game they want to make, and then people constantly shit on it. Hell, this happened recently with Stellar Blade, if you really think about it. People were not necessarily happy with the fact that something like Stellar Blade was existing. It wasn't as hard as Wukong as people were going at it, but it was still equally having its own challenges, and it shows you again that journalists are assholes, and people in general are just straight up assholes. The only reason why I probably believe Stellar Blade kind of went out the way it did and kind of came out and with the amounts of booty that we got to see in that game is probably because for marketing reasons and just wanting to make some damn money, honestly, and that's probably the reason why they gave it a pass. But still, nonetheless, if obviously if people could have their way, they would ruin the shit out of it, which would come at no one's surprise ever, because the West likes to ruin damn near everything. And I don't know if anybody really has noticed this, but with Japan kind of conforming a bit more to the Western ideas and getting shitted on the regular, this is why people are also starting to, at least on the gaming side, starting to turn towards things like China and their games, or Korea and their games, because they're offering something that honestly should be continued to be offered, right? And that's like the big huge thing. People are tired of seeing the same shit over and over again. Literally, the West sucks because we have the same ideas spewed out over and over again in the same couple of ways. Even if it's a different story, a different set of characters, setting, and all that, it's still spewed around in the same damn way. No one take risks. No one come up with different ideas, right? Because how many times have we seen a military shooting game with something happening in Saudi Arabia, or some type of thing like that, or that type of Saudi-like looking setting, right? Or there's some type of war setting like Call of Duty or whatever, or there's some type of zombie apocalypse or something like that, or some high school game that obviously looks like shit and no one really is gonna play. Like, there's so many times where we've seen those type of games for the West, but when it comes down to it, that's the same ideas. Or like a superhero game, or some type of remake to a game that didn't need to get a remake or anything like that. But when you go to Japan, you immediately see, oh shit, you got, like, I don't know, Tokyo infested with Japanese folklore creepypasta looking ass creatures or some shit. Or, oh, you got a whole ass game where you got fine ass women in bikinis just kind of splashing water at each other and shit, and that's a whole damn game with actual uncensoredness. Or you have a whole ass game where just other things just happen. You got better and kind of cooler and honestly unique ideas that didn't belong in the West. So when you obviously see the West going over to that side saying this is how we will do it now, it kills the damn market and idea and culture of that damn country. And again, this is why people go play Chinese games, because they know that there is some sauce and secrecy over there that Japan is starting to lose. And that is the crazy thing. Granted, China has its own regulations and laws where they can't show everything that they want to, but if you really look at the devs, look at the work of the games that is out right now, you can clearly see that they want to cross that boundary so damn bad. Like, hell, with Snowbreak as an example, they recently had to get censored by their own laws and company of that country when it comes down to it. And basically looking at it, it's just like they hate the fact they have to censor it so damn much, but they still want to give you the outfits and such that you can try to get in this limited amount of time and such. And it's like they want to go lewd and horny so damn bad, they want to reach that point so damn much, but the only unfortunate part about it is they just literally cannot do it because of what's in place in that country. Put them in any other country and I promise you they will bring you the most banger ass game, they will give you the most stylish shit that will easily outclass any type of like ongoing Japanese game that's out there right about now, honestly. And which sounds crazy, but it's true. I mean, look at ZZZ or look at Genshin as well. Especially, those two. One with a good story that's kind of kicking ass at the moment, where people are hell excited and dropping all kinds of money on. And then another one where you got essentially fine ass characters with big asses and just all that type of stuff kicking ass in their own shape and form. Again, they want to go ham, they can absolutely go ham mainly in one department than another, but still, they can definitely go ham, and they're feeding the streets. So to be honest, it's not that surprising that that happens now. And if that's not enough, you do got people being like, screw it, we'll just make our own thing. And you have indie devs more than ever now going out their way to creating their own stuff because they want to feed the streets in their own type of way. So it makes a lot of sense. Why not do your own thing with the whole companies and everybody else kind of just trashing everything that you do like, and the thing that you do like don't be the thing that you like anymore. So when it comes down to it, it makes a lot of sense. So my whole point is just regarding the entire subject of just Wukong and everything else is really showing you the fact that there is a lot of racism within the gaming space for absolutely no reason, and the fact that there is this much hatred, especially towards the Asian market and the games and ideas that come from that side, and they want to sabotage it and absolutely try to ruin it in any and all shape and form, is genuinely insane to me. And I don't understand, how is this a thing that just happening and no one seemed to realize until now? Because really think about it, you think the whole studio closing of Japan studios, kind of getting shut down by Sony, you think that was just a random move? No, that wasn't no random move. That was definitely trying to get some of the Asian devs and workers out of there who will be working on the games. They know they can make something good. Granted, Japan studios didn't have always all the time have bangers, but still with the ones that they did have, they could have kept that going and have things around like Gravity Rush 3, but that doesn't exist because Sony just basically gave them the boot, which is unfortunate, and it's a damn shame, honestly. And anything that Sony does with that property now is going to suck. So let's just keep that very much as that, because they have done a lot of remakes and a lot of stuff, and a lot of these Western devs just do not hit with it. They just do not. And what makes it even worse is that you have some Japanese companies like Bandai come through with the DEI stuff and just continue to want to actually have it in there, or Capcom with it too. And it's just like, dang. But the only thing with Capcom, at least they give people some of the stuff that they want. It may not be in the exact way, but it is something. Does that excuse their behavior? Obviously not, but still, it's kind of hard to fight against Capcom in the mass majority of way. But it is what it is when it comes down to it. Hopefully something will change in that, but we'll see. But yeah, it's just really annoying that this is the society that we have now, the internet society especially, because there's just no reason for it. If I just want to play a fat ass anime girl and just go ahead and just do some fine ass stuff for her, or just kick ass in a dope ass story that has cultural significance, or just play around as a lolly, doesn't matter to me. I should be able to do that without being questioned or without being judged for it or anything like that, really. And that's kind of like the unfortunate society again that we kind of just basically live in, essentially. But that's essentially all I really want to say for this one. I do have a whole community post that we are trying to do, lolly hot takes for, so if you have a hot take about lolly, let me know in that community post, because I am going to do a video on that at some point in time soon. So just keep that in mind. But hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. Also follow me on the socials and let's donate to the channel. Ko-Fi and Cash App is available as well. And that's it. It's Boy J signing off. Have a blessed day.